Spares. Veterans, do you have a copy of your DD-214? This may be the most important document of your military service. A DD-214 is a DoD certificate of retirement, separation, or discharge from active duty. It verifies your eligibility for earned benefits and services and proves you are a veteran, letting you apply with companies looking to hire or support former service members. If you don't have your DD-214, the fastest way to request a copy is through the National Archives and Records Administration at archives.gov. You can also contact VA or your state or county veterans agency for help in tracking it down. Get the benefits you've earned.
Loose and shake my rump.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
I want to make it clear that the views expressed by our hosts are not considered the official stance of MBR Views. Remember, this is all about having fun and enjoying the ride.
Turnbuckles and stogies!
Yo, what is up? What is up, yo? It's Turnbuckles and Stogies. Boss Dog, a.k.a. Big Dog. My man, the Vanilla Gorilla, and my man, the OG Cigar Tenders in the house. Happy Sunday, everybody. This is our last podcast for the new year. So we recorded other stuff, but this is our last podcast for the new year.
This is our last live podcast of 2023. Christmas Day is recorded, so you will be seeing that live in a week or so, if I'm correct. And then New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, that one's recorded as well, so you will be seeing that. We won't be live with you guys, but happy holidays, Merry Christmas, everything like that.
Happy Kwanzaa,
We'll
happy
see you
holidays.
guys back on January 7th. We will be live again
with Ishmael Olivan,
BAMF Cigars owner Ishmael Olivan. I don't know what we'll be smoking yet because I don't know what he has
I know what
sent us out.
I know what he sent us.
But we will be smoking his cigars live on the podcast. We still same time, 8:30 Sunday morning. We're here for your Sunday enjoyment.
So on that note, we're gonna bring my man in. My man, Kevin Shanahan.
This is the interview of the week. So there you go.
How's it going, guys?
There he is.
There he is.
What's up, Kevin?
My man, Cigar Prop. My man always got something going on. Listen, Kevin, I got to ask you this question. So what made you build a walk-in humidor in your house?
Isn't that what we all want? Isn't that what every cigar smoker dreams of?
That's the dream.
I mean, that's the dream. It's and that's I didn't want one. I was never going to build this walk-in humidor. My wife Jessica convinced me. She convinced me to build a cigar lounge.
Well, where is she at then? We should have her on here, not you.
She's actually getting ready to head to work. Corona Cigar. She convinced me to build the cigar lounge, and then I wasn't going to build a walk-in humidor. Then she convinced me to build the walk-in humidor. She's the best wife. I mean, how many wives can say, after we just got done putting a 500 square foot addition on the house, a new master bedroom, a beautiful, 6 months goes by and she says we should build a cigar lounge. I mean, there aren't too many wives out there.
Okay,
that would say that.
That's my kind of wife.
You
That's
know,
my
and
thought
then
life.
and then as we're designing the lounge, you know, I was just going to have some big cabinets, you know, like some big cabinets, and she pushed me for months, you know, like you got to build a walk-in humidor. You're not going to be happy with those cabinets. So I'm like, all right. So we changed the plans, you know, for, you know, with the contractor, and we decided to build a walk-in humidor.
So
That's cool, bro. I mean, I was watching you as you were building it, posting up the updates, and it was awesome. I was like, that's so cool. The fact that you built, you know, basically an entire cigar lounge, you know, in your house.
Oh yeah, it's definitely cool. After the show, I'll actually be doing more on the. Hopefully, I can get it knocked out today. So I'm hoping to get the majority of the wood up today. I don't know if the whole project will be done. It'll be done before this year. That's what my goal is, to at least have it done. So, but yeah, it's been a hell of a progress. You know, 2 years. You know, a little over 2 years building this whole thing. It's crazy.
I've been following you, and shout out to Trash Panda Cigars. Make sure you get your Trash Panda cigars. My man right there. Order Trash Panda Cigars. That's all I'm going to tell you. Yo, OG, what do you got to say to Kevin?
Oh, man, that you're set up there, brother. It is everything dreams are made of. That's absolutely amazing. Congrats to you, man. And hey, what do you think? Turnbuckles can appear from there someday?
Yeah.
No,
you guys are all,
no shaming my game, brother.
Yeah, if you guys are ever in the Sarasota area, you know, definitely head on over. We can definitely do a show from here.
So let me ask you this, and because shout out to Matty Rocks. So are you a collaborator of Drew Estate?
Yeah, Drew Estate and I are partners. You know, when we first got into the cigar industry, Jessica and I, that's what she kind of started smoking, were the Drew Estate cigars. You know, the infused, and I was just a big fan of Drew Estate cigars in general. So we were always smoking them, always promoting them, and they paid attention. You know, and then when at one of the barn smokers, they came to us and like, hey, if there's anything you guys ever need from us, you know, reach out. You know, we love you guys, promote us. And that was like start of the relationship. You know, I'm in the Drew Estate Experience Acid Studios, you know, so that says a lot, you know, and as you can see behind me, a lot of Drew Estate stuff.
So Kevin, this guy right here, right? So when he started smoking, ask him what he started smoking when he first started smoking.
Give me 1 second, and I will answer that question.
He's gonna tell you what he started smoking when he first started smoking.
Well, you can tell him.
He started smoking the acid blondie. I gave him the blondie. He's like, "Dad, this tastes like potpourri."
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I'm like,
it's a great cigar. I like the blondie. I still on occasion smoke a blondie. You know, every year Jeff Warshowitz of Corona Cigar, that's who Jessica works for. He's also a sponsor of our show. He puts out a list of all the not the top 5, top 10 of his favorite cigars. He puts out a list each year of like the top 25 cigars sold by Corona Cigar. And they sell millions of cigars. And I believe 2 years in a row that Acid Blondie is the #1 cigar sold.
You know, and that's I've asked quite a few places, and that's a big seller because it's a very good introductory cigar, is why a lot of people buy it, and a lot of people smoke it as their everyday cigar. That's what they like.
Yeah, it's a good cigar. I mean, I probably haven't smoked a Blondie in a couple of months, but every now and then I enjoy. If I'm going to go with an infused, it's usually going to be the Drew Estate Acid Cuba or the Cuba Candela.
I usually do the tobacs.
Yeah, I do the tobacco every Sunday. Actually, I've got one right up here somewhere. After this, I got to film my.
Look, he's like somewhere. I got it over here. I got it there.
You know. I don't want to have cigar people over here because I'd feel like an asshole because I have got cigars everywhere. I mean, just by looking around in various bags, like here's a bag of cigars. I have bags of cigars everywhere. I have loose, just in this area, I probably have more loose cigars laying around than most people own. I probably have 300 cigars.
Kevin, hold on. Just in this area right here, I just got it right here.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I said it's probably 300 cigars that are just laying around that I have to organize. I have to put in different bags and put away. It's just,
listen,
it's disgusting. I'm embarrassed by it.
Oh yeah, that's so embarrassing. That's so embarrassing.
It's like when me and Joey went to Sanj's shop, right? So you know Sanj. So
yeah, I've been to a shop. Yeah,
me and Joey walk in his shop. I'm like, man, Sanj, you got a lot of cigars. He goes, I'm embarrassed.
He said it was like 70% empty or something like that.
Meanwhile, but he can't walk around the fucking joint.
His 70% empty in his humidors is most shops at 100% full.
Yeah.
You know, so like
and OG was with us. OG, tell him about Sanj.
Yeah, I mean, San, first thing he said when we walked in, he's like, I'm really sorry. I don't have a lot of inventory. And my eyes bugged out of my head and was like, what are you talking about? You got boxes stacked to the ceiling, 10 deep. Like, what do you mean this is almost empty?
And that was the day that OG had smoked his first SP 1014 Red live on the podcast.
Yeah, it's good cigar. I think I got a few of them. I got probably, we got a whole Tupperware thing or Tupperware full of Sanjay cigars, the SPs.
He was smoking it and he was like on the podcast, like, I don't want it to end. I'm like, well, I mean, there's a lot of boxes outside. You could probably get another one.
Yeah.
So what made you start your own? Because I this was a question not only from me but from a few people. What made you start your own line of cigars or your own company of cigars?
Trash Panda.
I was an idiot. Anybody that wants to start a cigar company, just know there is no money to be had in this fucking game. It's I don't know. Maybe I had an excess amount of money that I wanted to hide from the government because it wasn't about making money. It was. I think that's it's just like building this lounge, isn't it? Everybody's dream to have their own cigar and to say that this is mine, is what I produced. And it was after talking with Trash Panda Cigars started off not as making my own cigar, interviewing hundreds of people over the last year, talking with our guests before the show, after the show, we found out how many excess cigars there really are from these factories that they're producing.
There's a lot.
And there's a lot. Someone once, when I order 5,000 cigars, they're not making 5,000. They're making 5,100, 5,200. Yeah. For me, I take all of those. I'll take that 5,300. But there's some people that says, no, I ordered 5,000. I want 5,000. That's it. Yeah. So the factory's sitting on 200 or 300 cigars, 100 cigars. And sometimes those just get put away. And so when you make your order next, you get some of those as well. And sometimes the factory just sells them to somebody else. They don't have your band on them, but they're going to become somebody else's, cigar. So we were picking up some of those, and that's really what, Trash Panda started off with, just selling some overruns, kind of like a Caldwell Lost and Found type of thing, but on a much smaller scale.
Kevin, I think what my question is to you is, so now I've seen your Instagram and everything that you're getting rid of all the top. When I say the top, I mean Fuente and all of that. So why are you getting rid of that and putting out Trash Panda cigars?
Because we haven't had time to promote our own cigar over the last year or so. And I'm constantly, finding these vintage cigars, promoting those, finding these overruns, selling those. And my own cigars have taken a back seat to pushing those cigars. Because when you're finding these vintage cigars and these other deals, to make money, you got to get them, and you got to flip them fast. It's
Right.
like get them, flip them, make a couple. Because if you're sitting on them for 6 months, if you're sitting on them for 9 months, you're not making money. So you're getting them and you're flipping them. Versus when I'm buying my own cigars, my profit margin is a lot higher on my own stuff. So I can sit on my own cigars for 6 months, 9 months, a year.
Right.
And plus if nobody's buying them, I have a shit ton of cigars to smoke. I just smoke my own stuff, and it's not
a bad thing either.
That's not a listen.
it doesn't cost me that much.
What's that? OG, that's not a bad thing that he smokes his own cigars.
Well, I will tell you though, the names that you have for these are just all like the Laces Out probably has to be my favorite one because I know exactly where that came from.
Laces Out. Laces Out.
That I know exactly where that came from.
That's it.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite movies, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and this is why I'm asking. I'm assuming some of our followers or listeners probably have the same question. Where'd you come up with Trash Panda? That is an absolutely killer name. Like, where did you come up? How did you come up with Trash Panda?
So going back a couple of years ago, I had said some dumb stuff online when I first started out in this. I being like young media, trying to run with the big dogs, I had said some dumb shit, and one of the members of another member of the media basically called me trash. Like I'm the worst thing and we've made amends since then. And I understand where he's coming from. Like I said some dumb stuff, so he called me trash. So, and then when I was wanting to start my own cigar company, I remember my daughter, in Florida, like we have alligators, which are called swamp kittens. That's what we call alligators. And we have names for all different names for all different types of animals here in Florida. And then I remember her posting a picture of the swamp kitten, she called it. And then I'm like, Trash Panda, that's just great. That's what a raccoon is, Trash Panda, and then I had seen I think there's a baseball team in Huntsville, Alabama called the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And I love their logo. And I'm like, you know what? Trash Panda, people think I'm trash Panda cigars. And, and then it just fell in line with what we were doing of doing these lost and found cigars. Things that people would throw away, like I said, that's their trash. It's our treasure, so right. On these missions to go and find these cigars, we would call them our dumpster diving missions, to save these cigars.
Nice.
So
Excellent.
Danny Nippers said, Good morning, fellas. Lives with
hold on.
Yeah. I definitely live with a camera in my face.
Camera in his face.
Yeah, Danny was on last night. We hosted Steve Sacco, the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, on a special show last night
because we were actually filming our Christmas and New Year's 2-part episode last night too.
Shout out to my man Derek Dukes, works for Protocol. And
wait a minute, Derek works for Protocol now.
Yeah, he does, bro.
Oh, right on. And then Ish is on. So here's I got a story on Derek for you.
Oh, here we go. We got
so
Derek,
listen.
No. This is a good story. So
no. You'll enjoy the stories on our next 2 episodes, then, Kevin.
Kevin, you'll listen to the stories on our next 2 episodes, and it's great because even Dennis is like, he goes, this guy for like 30 years.
Because him and Derek wrestled together and traveled the roads together. So, the stories that they had, bro, I was just sitting there laughing the entire time.
And like in this business, like we all tell stories, saying right. Sometimes you're like, is that true? So, Derek's like, I know all these people. And then I really didn't know Derek that well. I'm like, this guy cannot know all these people, So I'm at an event and Brutus the Barber Beefcake shows up. And I take a picture with it. And Derek's like, hey, tell him I said hi. And I'm like, you know what? Fine. I'm gonna call out Derek. I walked over there and I'm like, hey, this guy says hi. Do you know him? He's like, oh my God, that's Derek. And he's like, and his wife, and he's like, so he's like, come here, let's talk. So like, I know Derek, now, and like I'm friends with Brutus the Barber Beefcake,
That's awesome, isn't it?
And I'm like, son of a bitch, and that's like he is right. And I love Derek.
You're like, damn, he is right. He does know everybody.
He does know everybody, and he's got great stories. I love Derek, and I haven't seen him in forever.
Kevin? It's funny because even my man right there, the OG, he's like, he went to his first barn smoker this year, and I broke his cherry, by the way. Just don't sleep face down and ass up no more, okay?
Oh yeah. Oh wait, he fell asleep in our hotel room, Kevin, with his face in the pillow and his ass in the air while I was watching TV. I looked over.
I was fucking tired. I was tired. I
was like, listen, if this was another time, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Derek, going forward, don't worry. I'll be getting my own hotel room.
Which barn smoker did you go to?
He did Connecticut. We went
Connecticut.
to PA and Connecticut.
Oh man, yeah, I missed all of them this year except Florida. We just didn't have time to travel.
We missed Florida. We were actually supposed to come. We were actually supposed to come down to Florida for that one.
Yeah, it was great.
It didn't. Look at what Danny said. While you were sleeping face down, ass up, he said prison rules in the hotel room.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
we have a beautiful baby together.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, ring that bell because we got to take a commercial break. So, ring that bell and check it out. We'll be back with Kevin Shanahan, Trash Panda Cigars. Check it out. Ring that bell.
Hey, it's Michelle from Park Lane Tobacconist. Come on down for a great selection of pipe tobaccos, cigars, accessories, you name it. Come on down and check us out. I want to thank Turnbuckles and Stogies for promoting us on their program, and back to them at MBR Radio.
And we're back. So listen, we just want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Park Lane, for letting us film there last night and just hosting us. When they allow us to film there,
motherfuckers.
I wasn't drunk.
No, me and OG.
I had to drive home. What the fuck? Well, that's because you're saying that word, so they're using that instead of you saying it. But no, shout out to them. We appreciate all of their hospitality, the way they take care of us. They are probably one of the one of the few lounges that we've been able to kind of go into and basically, rearrange the furniture and record when they allow us to. So big shout out to them for letting us film our Christmas and New Year's episodes there last night. That was awesome. So shout out to those guys up there.
You heard? Cheers to Park Lane Tobacconist. You heard? So Kevin. So another thing I want to ask you, how the fuck did you get your beard so long? Because my shit is sexy, but your beard is.
I have good genetics. It's all it is. The men in my family just grow beards. Period.
Hey, listen.
Yeah,
I'm trying to grow my shit down to my kneecaps, but that ain't working. So it
won't. Yeah, it won't. So yeah, go ahead.
What do you use to make it like the way it is?
I manufacture my own product for my beard. I used to have a business called Irish Beard Balm, where I'd manufacture a leave-in conditioner for men's beards. You know, when I tore the MCL on my knee 2 years ago, I actually I couldn't make any product for like 10 months, and then so I eventually stopped making it. You know, like Walmart, Target, they're mass producing all of this garbage. You know, it's kind of like the boutique cigar world. You can have these, and like cigar, you have all of these cigars that are just mass produced that you can sell for $5 and people are going to buy it. But like, you know, like these cigars that are $30, $40 that are just handcrafted, just with all of this exceptional ingredients, and very few people are going to buy those. It's the same thing with my beard product. It was a little on the expensive side, but it was handmade with the best ingredients. So
Kevin, feel free to send some to me because you know I need to put that up there, and we will also make Trash Panda cigars our sponsor.
Yeah, you know, but as in length. You know, like I said, if after about 18 months to 2 years, if your beard's going to be as long as it's ever going to be, you know, so it's never going to keep growing. All hair on the human body has what's called terminal length, whether it's the hair on your head, your hair on your arms doesn't keep growing because it has terminal length, you know, so same with the beard on your face. Some guys, it will keep growing forever. Same with their hair, you know, but that's very few.
Let's ask this. So, and I'm going to put this out there because, listen, my wife is sleeping. But so when you go down, does it affect them?
No, we're not going to talk about that on here.
I tell you, you want to get flagged on YouTube? We're already smoking cigars. So just keep going with that. That's it. Yeah, YouTube will flag my account.
Yeah,
you know. So yeah,
anybody's account. We're already in enough trouble because we're on here smoking cigars. So,
which is that? Have you guys gotten any strikes or anything yet?
Nothing yet. I monitor the YouTube account, but I haven't gotten anything. I don't think.
Which is good.
The email,
which is good. Yeah. You know, the big thing is making sure you don't have links in your video description to sites that sell tobacco. That's the number one thing.
I make sure that's one thing I don't do is like if I'm doing an interview with you or Ish or somebody, I make sure I don't put.
Yeah, what I do is I put the links to my guest social media because that's not because you can't. Right. So I'll put their Instagram link. That's why I always say, hey. In the show notes, you know, you can find the social medias of our guests, you know, so their Instagram or their Twitter, you know, so if you go to their Instagram, then you can eventually go to their website as well, but it's not a direct link. So YouTube's okay with their Instagram, their Twitter, you know, their TikTok, their LinkedIn. So
I've even done the, you know, so if you Google, you know, like Sanj, I said, if you Google SP1014, I said, I'm pretty sure you can find his website.
And then you can tell people, you can say, go to, you know, sanjasmokeshop.com, you know, whatever, you know, but you know, but that's not a clickable link, you know.
Yeah, I always make sure to not have a clickable link.
Yeah.
Kevin, send OG a picture that you want. And I'm gonna pay for the fucking box to get done. So send OG a picture that you want on your box
because he does
travel humidors
custom.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I just personalize them. Yeah, I just personalize them to what people want. I found when I first got into it, you know, everything was mundane and black, and you know all these plastic humidors are all black and stuff. And I one day just decided that I needed something for me. So I made my own, brought it to the lounge, and boom, everybody loved it. And it kind of took off from there. And then a year later, I finally pulled the trigger and started a company making them. So that's kind of the short of the long on that one.
That's cool. Yeah, Jessica does. She does Mod Podge. She does just for like us and friends. She doesn't sell.
Yeah,
them.
I actually
she just takes regular.
I put a label. One year for Christmas, I took one of his humidors, and I had, because I have bags of labels laying all around my house, so I put labels of cigars that I know he likes, and I put them all over the humidor, and then I sealed it with the Mod Podge seal.
Yeah.
I let it sit, and then I went and bought cigars. I put cigars inside of it, and then I wrapped it up and gave it to him as a gift. So I basically re-gifted him his own humidor that I got him.
Still, to this day, I still use that humidor, and guess what?
I have one that I did. I have one that I did for myself. My Gurkha 40 count. It's my Gurkha 40 count that I bought on Cigar Bid. Now you know that those are. No, he didn't. Now you know that those humidors go for like $50-$60.
Yeah.
Easy. I got it on Cigar Bid for like $17.
Oh wow, that's a good price.
So
bro, that humidor, I use it. I have to redo it, sit down, put labels on them now, and then I actually have to seal it because I never sealed it the first time. So all the labels that are on there are starting to rip off and peel off and chip off. So I'm gonna wind up having to go through taking all the old labels off, putting all new labels on, and then sealing it up and leaving it if I ever decide to use it again. But I've just been using this that I got from Zifi.
Yeah.
I love this little thing. This 5-6 count humidor. It's great. I don't really travel with my big one too much anymore.
Yeah. Same here. You know, you talk about labels. You know, if you were ever to break into my house and you were like looking for stuff through all the drawers, you would every drawer you would open up would have cigar labels in it. We have tens of thousands, like just a random drawer, like in the kitchen. It'd be full of. We just run out of like, let's just pack this drawer with cigars.
Yeah,
we have garbage bags with cigar labels.
Kevin, are you saying? So when you go into the knife drawer, there's cigar labels.
There's a pretty good chance you're going to find at least a cigar label. And then there are some drawers that are 100% full of cigars.
Dude, I have labels where we're sitting now to do this. All over this table, there's probably labels. I have labels in my room on the floor that fell out of pockets, labels in backpacks, labels in a bag, labels in cups on my dresser. I got labels, I mean, all over my house.
OG.
And if it's something I haven't smoked or somebody smoked that I haven't had yet, I'll take that label from them. I'll hold on to it until I can get one. And then I have the extra label now.
So, OG, what do you got to say to Kevin?
Listen, I'm enjoying listening to him talk. This is fascinating. Listen, we're newbies in this whole social media podcast thing. So, man, any advice you got for us as we march along? I think we just hit our 23rd episode. I feel like we're getting better as the days goes on. But, Kevin, do you got any advice for us as we go forward?
Just keep doing it. Keep keeping notes of what you like and don't like, and it's just evolving. I look at, like Kara and I, my co-host So You Road Cigars, Kara's on the show with me tonight. I think as in the live shows on YouTube, I think we're the second most watched weekly live show on YouTube, right behind Cigar Authority podcast. And I think we do a fantastic job. But if you go back and you watch some of my like earlier shows, I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, I hate watching some of those. It's like, God, you were so dumb and you ask dumbest fucking questions. And but you just get better. You just evolve, and that's
Kevin, it's funny because that's my best friend right there. That's my best friend. And I got my son. And guess what? We've never thought that we would be on 23 episodes before the new year. We never thought that. We never thought that.
I thought this was like, 3-4 shows. We get bored with it, kind of move on, and kind of give up on it. And we're excited every time we're excited for the next episode, and trying to plan out who our guests are going to be, where we're going to do the show from, because we really like being in lounges and kind of pumping the lounges we go to and stuff like that. And
hard to find lounges that'll allow us to do that. That's the only issue up here.
Yeah.
And up here, you have to travel a minimum of like 45 minutes to get to a nearest lounge.
To an hour.
So
yeah, and
that's the only part that sucks.
That's it. It's but there's nothing wrong with doing it from where you guys are at and having your guest on. Yeah, that's always the biggest thing, trying to find guests. And consistently. I mean, we're usually consistently about 2 months, behind. But I remember being just a couple of weeks behind, of not, like, oh, who's going to come on? And so
we appreciate you coming on, Kevin,
yes.
And thank you for jumping on, my brother. Listen, you are the last guy for the New Year's coming on, and we appreciate you coming on. And yes, my son makes fun of my voice because it is what it is. But you know what?
So Kevin, I just got a text. I got a text from somebody who's watching. I need to apologize to you. I apparently earlier in the show called you Derek. So I apologize. I was told to apologize to you for that.
Did you? I didn't even catch it.
I apparently I didn't either, but it was just brought to my attention, and there's some expletives in there that you're in, basically a dummy, in the kinder words. So my apologies, my friend.
No worries at all. I didn't even catch it. And thank you, Karen, thank you, Ish, for the kind words.
So we got Ish coming on here, Ishmael Olivan, for January 7th. We got him coming on our podcast. And Kevin, please tune in. And everybody that follows us, make sure you follow Kevin, my man, Trash Panda Cigars. Yo, all I gotta say is this. Yo, I'm gonna order Trash Panda cigars.
I kind of want the laces out just because it's where it's from. That's all.
Wait.
I want the laces out because it's listen. Laces have to be out. It's Ray Finkel.
Laces out, Dan. It's every time. So I could be in a conversation anywhere, and I can pull out a quote from that movie, no matter what. And then I'll be somewhere, and then someone will talk about like the pressure of what they're going through in their lives. And if I'm with my buddy Brian, something like, oh, I'm under so much pressure, and I'll be like, what do you know about pressure? And then like my buddy Brian is like, well, he goes, well, I have kissed a man. So if you don't know like that movie, like you'll look at like him like, wait, what? What are we talking about here?
One thing I do with that is I turn around and do just like he does, and I talk with the other end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on.
If you don't talk with your other end, are you actually doing it right?
Yeah.
So, laces out. Yo, Trash Panda Cigars. Yo, on that note, we're going to take a commercial break. Yo, ring that fucking bell. Yo,
we're
Kevin.
back. We're back. We're still live, ladies and gentlemen.
So Kevin, tell us about Laces Out and how you came about Laces Out.
We know how he came up with the name. We just discussed how he came up with the name.
Yeah, so I mean that's my favorite movie. When I was looking to make Laces Out as a one and done cigar. It uses a very rare Dominican broadleaf. It's only grown as like one crop, and it was like a test crop, and so I only had an X amount of cigars. So we're always trying to come up with cool names, for our cigars. And I'm a big Miami Dolphins fan, big fan of the Ace Ventura. Laces.
Sorry.
Did you see what Danny said?
Oh, where?
He said either this is a man or she has the worst case of hemorrhoids I've ever seen.
Oh, exactly. There's Fast and Winky. Yeah. So that was it. Yeah. Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn.
Yo, Kevin, you gotta put out a cigar called Einhorn.
Iron Horse?
No, I think what he was trying to say was Einhorn.
Oh, Einhorn, yeah.
Or come up with one that says Finkel is Einhorn.
Yes.
Yeah. So we've got some cigars coming out with other movie references as well.
Nice.
We'll leave Ace Ventura and we'll go on to another one. We've got some cool names that once you hear the name, you automatically know the movie. It's just, so it's yeah. So we've got a few different ones coming out.
I want to, like, when I saw Laces Out and I went on your website and did a little, poking around just to see what was out, like just to see what other ones you had. I saw the Laces Out, and then I saw that certain ones come with the trash can. I think that's a cool thing.
That's our
cool.
other cigar. That's actually what I'm smoking right now is the Certmythe Bruscar, which is Irish for real good trash.
Nice.
And that's and that one comes like a little trash can.
That's cool. I mean,
he said real good trash.
I definitely will. I definitely will be ordering at least the Laces Out because I just want them just to put in the humidor just to say that they're there, to know that they're there. This way when you don't have them anymore, anything like that, I can say, well, hey, I got some. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, because they're one and done. So once they're gone, they're going to be gone.
If you don't have any, I mean, that's your problem. I have some, but hey, listen, that's not my problem. That's your problem. You don't have any.
Yeah.
So, OG, what do you got to say to my man Kevin right there?
Listen, man, I'm just like I said, I'm just a big fan, just sitting back and just having a good time listening and hearing the stories and where he's come from and where the cigars come from, and still oogling his setup there. That's just absolutely killer. And the fact that now you got a walk-in humidor, jealousy is just running fire through my body right now.
Jealousy set in.
But yeah, I mean, we started off in my garage, with a little backdrop, So I mean, you don't have to have a fancy lounge, or you don't have to have a great space. Like I said, we just started off in the garage, and then built our last office, which we outgrew that pretty quick, and now we're in here, and it's just all about progression. It's all about trying to do better, trying to be better, and just keeping at it.
Listen, I'm going to shout out to Kevin's wife, because she's the one that said to Kevin, make sure you make that humidor. Shout out to Kevin's wife.
Yeah. She's definitely been my biggest cheerleader, of just
H-E-double-O, we say hello.
Yeah. So yeah, just when just to keep pushing me to do better and to just keep innovating, and and just being there to and same with my buddy Care's my best friend that's on there, and he's helped me out a lot as well. And it's just not always giving advice, but just listening, because sometimes I just throw up words and just start talking, and then that's what you need when you're innovating. You don't necessarily need somebody to give you their input. You just need somebody to listen, because I'm the type of person I just keep talking. I was on a conference call Thursday night, with a guy that we want to have him make some 3D parts for us for Trash Panda cigars, and just talking with him, and we were just both talking back and forth, and then we each came up with different ideas. Him for his company. I'm like, oh, hey, I got something for your company. So sometimes you just need someone to talk to just throw up words. Just throw up, not even bouncing ideas, just throw up words. And then it just clicks. You're like, oh my God, yes, let's do this. Let's do that. And that's what Jessica is really good at.
When I texted you and through Instagram, and said, hey, do you want to come on my live with our podcast? What was your answer?
Yes, because I was where you guys were at, at one time, is just starting off, and you always need to get guests to come on, and it's just sometimes it's tough, and you guys are real tough because you guys go live at 9:00 or 8:30 in the morning on a Sunday.
Well, and that's that's what we've been been learning. Thankfully, MBR has kind of split off into two separate stations. They have a talk station, and they have ours where we are, and we have the time to play around with the time slots, which is nice. So, we always tell our guests, we can go live at 8:30 is our normal time, but if you need to go live later, let us know so that we can schedule it and do the advertisement right. Putting up the promotional poster or the studio, when we create it on here, it gets sent out to our Facebook, YouTube, their Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, wherever. This way people know what time we're coming.
So now let's go to the
interview
of the week.
This is the interview of the week. I like Danny's comment. The make a wedding crasher cigar called Stage 5 Clinger, or you can make one called Ouch Ouch. Or something like
Yeah.
Listen, that one.
So I gotta say though, what's fantastic about my experience with the podcast so far is to go back to what I said earlier. I didn't imagine coming this far. I don't think we would have if we weren't friends in real life. Meaning, if I only knew these guys through Instagram and we never met in person and never got to know each other, I don't know that we would have made 23 episodes. What's comforting is knowing I'm coming on here with these guys, my friends, and it makes it so much easier. So when we don't have guests and it's just the three of us, we can take the ball and run with it, which is really comforting from a newbie in podcast to be able to do that. The second thing is, we're using this time slot right now for what it is to build up an audience, and then once that audience is built up, then we'll look at different time slots, and like you said, the progression of improving the show and getting more into what do you want to call it, like a prime time time slot versus an 8:30 on a Sunday.
Yeah, because you're not gonna get Steve Saka to come on at 8:30 on a Sunday. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
no. Yeah, I will. No. Listen. Kevin, I'm gonna get Steve Saka coming on. Steve's gonna come on here because when I send him a message, I'm like, "Yo, Steve, come on. We just had Kevin on, and he's gonna be like at 8:30 in the morning." I'm like, "Yep." He's like, "So you're gonna come on."
Not a chance in hell. Not a chance in
hell.
Hold
on.
Steve's
not going to come on at 8:30 in the morning.
Hold on. So are we taking wagers on this? I'll put some money on this. Let's
and he doesn't do early shows. He already said it.
Let's take a bet.
I'm gonna
bet with Kevin right here. We're gonna do a bet right now.
No, we're not.
No, I'm not taking your money. I'm not taking your money.
He's not taking your money.
I'm friends with Steve. Steve's a friend. I know Steve. Yeah, Steve was pissed off that he was on that I took off. We were on last night, 7:30 on a Saturday night. He was already pissed off that I was taking his Saturday night away from him. So yeah, you want to take his Sunday morning? Yeah.
Listen,
that's not gonna happen.
Let's do Sunday morning. Yo, Steve, come on Sunday morning.
That's not happening.
Because I'm gonna bet Kevin right now.
He already said he's not taking your money.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
But you don't listen. So I have to repeat it.
You're right.
Yeah.
I don't listen. So
you're not making a bet because he's not taking your money. So
I'm going to bet Kevin right now.
There's no bet.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Part of the first time.
But yeah, it's tough. It's tough. We do Monday nights at 7:30, and sometimes it's tough to get a Monday night. That's not the greatest time. But it's tough. We got other shows that are on Friday nights, Saturday nights. We just try never to compete with other shows. It's how we started off at the beginning. So
it's definitely tough. I mean, we've played around with different time slots. Like we did a show on a Saturday because the guest wanted to come on Saturday.
It's an empty box.
No, that's not that guest, you dummy. Do me a favor. Be quiet while I'm talking. Thank you. Okay. No, we've done Saturdays. Sunday mornings is definitely tough because it's early, and you can't go later on in the Sunday because then you're competing with football season right now. So it's really tough. It's really tough.
You know, it's tough. I mean, I don't think football season with most, I think most guests that we have on, most people in the cigar world, you know, it's not like they don't care about football, but you know, if it's to promote their brand, you know, they're not going to care. Now your live viewer, your live viewers might.
It's my man Derek Dukes.
Yeah, what's going on, Derek? So
yeah, there you go. He said, "Kevin, you sexy son bitch."
I think one of my favorite pictures I ever got when I have my my belt, my WWE style belt that I won from the Battle of the Bands at Smoke Inn, and I got to take a picture with Derek at Smoke Inn, Boynton Beach. He had his legit belt, and then I had my belt that I won, and I got to take a picture with Derek and his belt, and that was one of my favorite pictures and favorite moments. I'm like, oh, this is so cool, you know.
I have pictures, and I couldn't post them up because my wife said no, don't put them on.
She said don't hang them up because they're old, they're nice pictures, they're blown up, they're not in a frame, so she doesn't want them to get, you know, dirty or anything like that.
Oh yeah,
he has pictures under his mattress of him with the Smoking Guns and with Medusa.
Oh yeah, under your mattress? That's kind of a weird place.
Well, because that's the only place that keeps them totally flat.
Slow down,
okay.
Kevin.
He needs to keep them flat because
get your roll straight.
I haven't found a frame big enough.
Roll straight.
I haven't found a frame big enough for them, and right now we have nowhere to hang them in here.
Okay.
So the plan is eventually to redo this little room that we're in and hang up. You know, as you can see, I got the barn smoker, the sun growing, and the Herrera Esteli flags behind me. The plan is to eventually make this kind of a little studio, or at least have, you know, a backdrop with different pictures and stuff like that. So eventually that's the plan. But the ultimate plan would be to get into a house and have a room like you have, you know, dedicated to just this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to buy a big house.
No.
And I got to buy a big house. And I got to make the garage.
No, you don't.
Fucking humidor.
No, you don't. You don't have to do all that. You don't have to do all that. What I'm saying is, you know, even if you make a room a studio, you know what? That's a place for us to go smoke, you know, and not have to worry about, you know, what lounge we're going to film in that week because we have a built-in one.
Yeah, that makes it nice, you know, with a dedicated camera setup. You know, like I have here, like dedicated camera. I mean, I can go live in 5 seconds. You know, someone, you know, says, hey, I need you to come on the show. I have dedicated cameras set up all the time, computer here. In a matter of seconds, I can be up and running. And that's what makes it nice.
Derek, Kevin, can you show us all the cigars that you have in your humidor right now?
The humidors are ever. So I don't have anything in the walk-in humidor because we're still building that. So I have cigars. I have 2 Igloo coolers in here, like the big 180 quarts. I have 2 of those. So now I do have 2, like an 800 count humidor, of a 1200 count humidor in here. But then in our bedroom right now is where my big humidor is. That's got
because I was thinking you got to have a lot of cigars. That's, you know,
we probably have 24 Tupperdoors, you know, full of cigars. I've probably got a dozen desktop humidors. Those are all in my bedroom right now.
So that's a lot of cigars.
It's a lot. That was the reason why we really needed a walk-in humidor, is because, like I said, I'm constantly, at least a couple times a week, I'm going through I don't know what I want to smoke. So sometimes it'll take me an hour to go through all my humidors, Tupperdoors, just to find a cigar that I want to smoke.
That's the website for everybody that was wondering.
There's the website.
That's the website. See, you guys want to know where you can get them? That's where you can get them.
That's it. I appreciate that.
You can get the merch, everything.
So on that note, we going to commercial break.
Oh, no, almost done. So we're gonna keep this going, because this is a great. Oh, look, there's H. Hey, look, hi H. Hi H.
What up?
There he is. That's our producer.
That's our producer.
That's our producer.
Wait a second. Hold on. Oh, hey, we're back to 4 people. Look at that.
So
we're back to 3.
Yo, I'm not
Sorry,
messing
guys.
No,
I'm not
that's
messing with
okay.
H right now.
See, this is the fun we have on here, Kevin. We love to have this kind of fun. It's great.
Yeah.
I love being able to mess with the producer when he pops on the screen because I think it's hilarious.
So, Kevin, tell us about all the cigars that you put in a $5 pack. When I say $5 pack, it's $50.
He means the 5 packs of all of your vintage stuff and why you're, like you said earlier, you touched on it a little bit, because your cigars took a back seat to all the vintage stuff. So now, correct me if I'm wrong, the way you are getting, and I don't want to say getting rid of, but the way you're expediting your vintage cigars to be out of the humidor so you can focus on yours is through these 5 packs, correct?
Yeah, because we started off, because we've had some boxes, lots of boxes of vintage cigars, and some of them weren't selling, and which is hard for some people because, we just sold the Avo anniversary box, and that was an $800 box of cigars, that I sold. Some of these boxes are $500, $600, $700 for these 10, 12, 15-year-old cigars. And some people just can't afford that. I understand that. It's hard to spend $500 on a box of cigars. So when we decided that we were going to start liquidating our inventory and just really pushing them, I opened up all those cigars, all those boxes. And that's one thing I've never done. Out of all the vintage cigars I've ever sold, I've never opened the boxes. Right. And some of these, and I always tell people, I go, do me a favor. When you open up the boxes, please send me a picture. I want to know what they look like, because some of the old packaging is so beautiful, but I've never broken the seal on any of these boxes, because some people just collect them. And I've got some guys that say, "Oh, I'm only buying these. I'm never smoking them. I'm putting these in my humidor, and they're going to stay there forever." And I'm like, So
I don't know. To me, vintage. Like I've found. So I'm sure you've. I don't know if you've heard of it, but Sam Lucia and his Lucia Tobacco and all that.
Yeah.
So I've been fortunate enough to find some shops that have those that I've been able to get my hands on, and people are like, "You're smoking them?" I'm like, that's what they were meant for, was to be smoked.
They are. So I found a couple of I found an original box of Daruma from Room 101.
Oh,
and it's just sealed. And I hung on to that box forever. And finally, Matt Booth, had told me, he's like, bro, open the box and smoke the cigars.
So
that's what I made them for.
Feel free to send some to us.
Those are probably all smoked already.
Feel free to send some.
He probably smoked them all.
No, it's I've got like 5 left, and it just.
Okay,
and
there's only 3 of us.
So
only 3 of us.
I have a hard time smoking them because once they're gone, they're gone. They're never coming back.
So the one box that you have on there, I think you said it was made for you guys or by I think it was Booth or somebody, the all black box.
Oh, that was by Espinoza, the back in black.
Yes, that one. Yes, that was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, that one. We're probably gonna redo that one. That one went over really well. It's a really strong cigar, so we might come back out with that cigar.
That's right up my alley. I love that really strong,
Kevin,
strong stuff.
Feel free to send each one of us a cigar. We appreciate it.
No, we won't do that to him.
No, I'm just
we won't do that to him. I know, but listen, I know what it's like to get your hands on those, the vintage cigars or cigars not made by other companies anymore, like the Luchadors, like the Lucia Tobacco, the black and the white. Like when I get my hands on them, I buy 5 or 6 and I'll smoke 1 or 2. And the rest will sit there, and everybody goes, "Why are they sitting there?" I said, "Because I have to go back and get more before I can smoke those, So I make sure I always have some in my humidor.
I'm with you. I sat on a couple of luchadors for like 6 months, and I'm like, you know what?
They're so
to hell
good.
with it. I'm just gonna smoke them, and I smoked them both, and they were so good. And so I have been going through my personal vintage supply, and I have just saying to hell with it, and I've been opening them up and smoking some of them.
The thing is, like, I've had people tell me, oh, like you said, I'm holding on to all these.
Why? Yeah.
Well, and Pedro just probably as well as I do. Pedro said to me one day, because I was saving my A from the barn smoke, because I knew, like you said, I'll never get it again until barn smoke. And I didn't smoke it, and he had said to me or to somebody else that I know, and was like, hey, what are you saving that for? And they said, well, special occasion. He said, well, what happens if you never make it to that special occasion? Why not smoke it today and make today that special occasion?
Right.
And I don't smoke. I don't have those special occasion cigars where I smoke like some people will have. They'll have their Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. They're the unicorns, $100 cigar, and they don't have that, and they don't. They're waiting to smoke that for a special occasion. And Steve Saka said something years ago, and and that's what got me to doing the same thing. He goes, he doesn't believe in that, because what happens, God forbid that cigar, something happens to it, it doesn't burn right, it falls apart. Right. It ruins that occasion, because now it's like you're waiting for the birth of your child. You're waiting for an anniversary, a special anniversary, and you smoke it. And that cigar is usually always going to smoke really good. But what happens if it doesn't, and it falls apart and it's cracked, and now it kind of ruins that occasion? And me, that really meant a lot to me. And I'm like, you know what? He's right. So on these special occasions, I smoke just whatever, because now I can keep smoking that cigar. So on my anniversary, it may be I'm just going to smoke a Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Sober Mesa El Americano, and it's a great cigar. And then I can smoke that cigar on every occasion, so on the next anniversary, or when your son turns 1, 2, 3, you can always keep smoking that cigar. You may not, if you have those special cigars, those unicorns or those vintage cigars, you're not going to smoke that again, but you can smoke it again the next year if you're smoking just a regular cigar.
Right. And that's kind of what a lot of people I've kind of told a lot of people is, kind of like you said, my special occasion cigars, most of the time are stuff that I can get any time of year, anytime I want. Like I'll smoke on on my birthday or whatever. Let's just say I'm smoking a Liga 9. I know I can go get another one.
Yeah,
I know
that's
I
it.
can go get a Micarita by Steve Saka. I know I can get all those. Where the special occasion stuff is for what I say when I don't know what I want to smoke. Because I don't know what I want to smoke, so let's pick this. And now guess what? It's a special occasion because I figured out what I wanted to smoke.
So on that note, we're going to ring the bell, and we're going to go to my man right there, the everything that he has.
So wow, we've already been on for an hour, guys. I can't even believe it. It goes by so fast. Goes by so fast, guys. That hour, man.
Been home about 6 months now, and I still have my doubts. Well, I'm not sure how I got here or how I'm gonna get out. Well, my mama says I look the same as I did before I left. But if she could see inside of me, it would scare her to death. Well, I can still taste the powder from the barrel of my gun, and I can hear my sergeant screaming, "Run, soldier, run!" And I can feel the backpack on my shoulders, God, and weighed a ton. And I see death in every single thought. They taught me how to put that uniform on. I just can't get it off. Last Saturday they honored us in a small parade downtown. And when they shot off those fireworks, I nearly hit the ground. And while they smiled and cheered for us, all I could do was stare. 'Cause part of me is here at home, but part of me's back there. Well, I can still taste the powder from the barrel of my gun, and I can hear my sergeant screaming, "Run, soldier, run!" And I can feel the backpack on my shoulders, God, it weighed a ton. And I see death in every single thought. They taught me how to put that uniform on. I just can't get it off. Yeah, there's no end in sight. 'Cause even though I'm home now, I'm still fighting for my life. Well, I can still taste the powder from the barrel of my gun, and I can hear my sergeant screaming, "Run, soldier, run!" And I can feel the backpack on my shoulders, God, it weighed a ton. And I see death in every single thought. Well, they taught me how to put that uniform on. I just can't get it off. Well, the devil's won some battles, and he may win some more. But don't he know the American soldier will always win the war?
All right. What's up, everybody?
All right.
So we are back, and I just got a text from OG because he got a question from somebody. So we're actually gonna go with the question of the week for you, Kevin.
All right.
So we're gonna have our producer hit our nice question of the week graphic for us, and then we will ask the question.
If he hits it. If not,
I'll ask the question. It doesn't matter to me.
That's the question.
So the question of the week from somebody watching was, if you could smoke a cigar with any celebrity, who would it be?
I mean, how do you define celebrity?
He
didn't say.
He didn't say.
Okay.
I would assume like a movie star or a sports figure or the traditional sense of celebrity. Cigar, I guess cigar celebrity. Like I don't know.
If it's like regular celebrity, I would probably say Shaquille O'Neal. Definitely. Cigar celebrity, Steve Saka. I've sat down and smoked with Steve so many times, and he's the only. He's one of those guys I always still want to smoke a cigar with. Because he's got so many stories. And I love just sitting down and chatting with Steve.
Nice.
So we're gonna get Steve on here.
We're filling up our calendar for next year. So
Kevin,
we're working on that
and get Steve on here.
We're working on our calendar for next year. I actually have I have to reach out to them and see if we can set a date with these two guys. But as OG knows them, I know them, he knows them. You probably know them too, Kevin. We're gonna be having Chief and Bob the Cigar Guy on a episode of our podcast for next year.
Yeah, definitely. Sunday morning's gonna be tough for them. You know, they got church on Sunday morning.
Well,
so,
listen, like I said,
where they got church.
We can
Shout out
work
to
around
church.
we can work around their schedules, which isn't a problem for us. You know, because they're two guys that over the last couple of years we've come to become very good friends with.
Wait.
So, you know,
Did
there's
he not give me a nickname?
well, yeah, but we're not going to tell that story now. We're going to tell that story on the podcast. So
No, he
keep it
gave
to
me a
your-
nickname.
Keep it to yourself. We're going to keep that story for the podcast. You can't reveal everything.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
we'll be
a
honest.
couple of great guys. You know, I've known those guys for forever now. Couple of great guys for sure. You know, Bob, Steve.
they are.
You know, yeah,
They are great, and you know I jump on their podcast when they go live. Like I'll type in the comments, you know, and I'll mess with them because I that's just what I do. I'm just a joker by heart. That's just like that's what I like to do, and it's great because they play into it so much. It's actually hilarious. Danny said his cigar celebrity for him would be Jose Blanco to smoke a cigar with.
So, Kevin, we appreciate you jumping on our live.
Yes.
We appreciate you having us on
Absolutely.
here.
Appreciate you coming on.
So that's gonna wrap us up for the
Everybody
new year.
stay tuned because the turnbuckles will be having Trash Panda. I'll be picking them up myself. I'll be buying some Trash Panda pretty soon. Laces Out is what I have to get first. I have to
Wait,
get that.
what do you mean laces out?
I have to buy Laces
I don't
Out.
understand laces out. What do you mean?
I have to buy that first.
What do you
'cause
mean
it's just,
Laces
like
Out?
you said, it's just one of those movies that you can't help but love.
Oh
You
yeah,
just can't
exactly.
help but love that.
Yeah,
So that
for sure.
You know, we will be smoking those eventually at some point when we all get them. But you know, we're gonna wrap this up for today. Kevin, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you for jumping on with us.
Oh, you're
Everybody
welcome.
go check out Trash Panda Cigars. Pick up some cigars.
And 10% off if
And-
you say Boss Dog sent you.
You know, pick up some cigars and support this guy. Get his cigars because I can guarantee you they're phenomenal. I haven't had them, but I've followed Kevin enough and for a very long time to know that he knows his stuff. So go pick them up. Go support them. Go pick up merchandise, whatever. We will put the social media links in our post when we post them up. And if not, DM us or DM him and ask for the link and we'll get it over to you guys. So
Kevin,
that's
come
great.
back again, brother. This was awesome.
Oh, for sure. Anytime, guys. Anytime.
And I promise I won't call you Derek.
Yeah. No worries at all.
So
All right, my
everybody,
friends.
have a wonderful Sunday here at Turnbuckles and Stogies.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
New Year. We will see you live in the new year on January 7th with our first guest, Ishmael Alivan of BAMF, ROCF, and the list goes on and on. Peace out, guys.
That's the show for today, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with an all-new show. And remember, you can listen to us again and again. The podcast of this radio show is available right after we go off the air tonight, anywhere that you can get your podcast episodes. And thanks for joining us.